Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Jazzy, Video Store Sasquatch here. We are doing our Monday morning review. I went and saw Companion, directed by Drew Hancock, starring Sophie Thatcher as Iris, Jack Quaid as Josh, Lucas Gage as Patrick, and Megan Surrey as Kat. A billionaire's death sets off a chain of events for Iris and her friends during a weekend trip to Lakeside East. This movie was freaking awesome. Lives up to the hype. Surpasses the hype, honestly. The big thing here was I'm always kind of afraid with some of these trailer movies. Is the trailer going to give away too much of the story and too much of the movie? And I mean, the trailer barely gives away the skim. It just gives you enough to be like, oh, that's going to be a good concept for a movie, and then it gives you the good movie behind the concept. So that's awesome. This way that this one worked out. The story started off perfect. There's perfectly paced. It's hour 37 minutes. We got the hour and a half that we want for these horror movies. We get the exact meeting of the people that we need to meet, the exact causality of what's going to happen, and then the overall finish from there. So when the timings and the cadences are all perfect for this movie. Uh Music behind it's good, acting behind it's great. Sophie Thatcher has to play like someone kind of dull to someone very smart, and then also at the same time a robot-ish human thing that is cool to think about how you kind of put yourself into that mindset, and she makes it work perfect. Um, I think that the last time I mentioned her, I think that the horror movies. I was like, if you go back to the reviews of like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, she was in this horror movie on Hulu, and the horror movie itself just wasn't very good, and it wasn't nothing she could do. But the problem was she just doesn't know how to lead yet, and then now she's learned how to lead, and she's definitely a leading lady. She's definitely has a has a spark of interest that like makes you like want to follow what she's saying, what she's doing. She definitely has the eye process. Like so there's no other the characters behind the eyes, not the actresses. It's always a good part. Yeah. So very good role for her. Very good role for everybody involved, but very good role for her. And she kind of kills it. Jack Quaid at the same time. He's like the perfect like red herring for normal good guy or normal. Yeah, I wouldn't even say normal good guy because he was the bad guy in Scream, but he kind of has this like normal, like cool guy attitude to him, which is perfect for this because like then you're not really like set up for the exact kind of callous asshole that he is. Because even in Scream, he was an asshole, but in this movie, there's a fucking second degree to his assholeness that he hits here perfect, which is awesome. Um, the direction of this movie is like perfectly set to like it keeps you on your seat, it keeps you thrilled, it keeps you like excited. There's no slow burn to anything. I mean, once we start popping, it starts popping, 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 boom, bam, huge finale. Um, so it's not there's no then it wasn't a slow burn either. It wasn't like oh this is part here. I mean, we're talking like 10 minutes of the movie. We already have the main like causality of what's the main problem of what's going to happen or what the whole movie's about and what they need to change like that. So freaking cool. I mean, I'm getting so sick of these slow burn horror movies, and for this movie to not be one is exactly what we needed here. The big thing about it, like the music, like I said, is like outstanding for the background. It's perfect. It sets you into a mood. Um, and it kind of carries you throughout it. The cool thing, the noteworthy big thing about this is how they turned into like a romance movie, like a romance comedy movie from the beginning part of it, and they turned it into this whole horrible thing. And they did it rather quickly instead of like slow burning it and like kind of making you patiently wait here and there. I think that's another reason why that they eventually just let off in the trailer that she's a robot because I mean you could have played that for about 30, 40 minutes of the movie of like is she a robot? Is she not a robot? Like, what's going on with her? Like, why is she so submissive? But at the same time, why is she like doing all these cool things, and why should this happen? And then even in the main conflict of what sets everything off here when she does what she does, um, you can almost have that part be like when you reveal that she's like a robot, like they kind of do in the movie, but they also have kind of like hints and they show little pieces here and little pieces there, just because they know that they've already given it away. So there's no reason to like hide that part of the main twist. They're gonna hide that little twist part for you guys because there's so many different twists and turns throughout this movie that that twist doesn't really give away the movie enough. That's what my main problem was going to be. I thought was with this movie was that the trailer kind of gave away everything, and that they really didn't. There's a whole real good freaking story behind this movie that you barely even catch a glimpse of in the trailer. You just kind of see some interesting, intriguing parts through the story of her, you know, and all that. So yeah, this movie is freaking really good. I'm gonna give it a grade here. For a horror movie, give it a B plus overall. For a horror movie, I'll give it a solid A overall B plus. Maybe a couple of things like a normal story, kind of like don't go the way, but like you're following like horror movie rules and stuff like this, it's a little bit better. So that's just kind of separation in the grade there. But yeah, definitely A horror movie and B plus overall. Um, yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the perfect movie because we started the whole romantic movies for the month, the romantic comedy movies for the month, and then we kind of get into companion, Love Hurts or Hard Eyes, and then Captain America on Valentine's Day, which is like a random spot for Captain America to be at. But that's just the way we are for this month. But this is the perfect little start here for like the February month. I think that's kind of why they had it here in February too. I think that they could like kind of play it off into like maybe a date night movie in a couple of weeks for Valentine's Day. 'Cause I think this movie's gonna gain traction. Um, let's see here. Last week I said 20 mil, ended up being 11. This week we had more people in the theater. I'm gonna go 16 mil is what I bet that the budget on, or not the budget, but the box office or whatever the weekend total was is about 16 million for this movie. I That's where my guess is. Last week I said 20 million, ended up being 11, so it could be like way off, way below that. It could be way above it. We have no idea. I don't know yet. We'll find out Wednesday, but my best guess is about 16 mil here, especially with the way the trends are. But I bet that if we go 2 more weeks and this movie kind of gets more traction, that it might just get a 16, 17 or whatever match the first weekend total around Valentine's Day. So that'll be something to look at too for this movie. But no, this one was good. I definitely recommend it. Go find it. It's for sure gonna be on streaming service. The producers I believe was behind the movie Barbarian. And if you've seen that movie is freaking top notch horror too. So check out these guys. These guys know what they're doing with these horror movies. So for sure. That was Companion, directed by Drew Hancock. If you guys went and saw it over the weekend, let me know what you think in some comments. Other than that, please like and subscribe. Please have a good rest of your day or night, too, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comments section. And see you next time in the cave.